Welcome, everyone. Today is Thursday, December 3rd. That's right. And I want to talk about something that I haven't really elaborated on, and that's for those of you who are trading current market movement. All right. And those of you who are specifically trading in a situation, I've mentioned it before, but let me go ahead and elaborate on it some more here right now. And for those of you who are trading current market movement that's going with the current market value, meaning if it's aligned. And for those of you who are trading current market movement, again, but if it's going against the current market value, I want to talk about those two different aspects. Okay. Here's just real quick the account for the current market value long term. The statement that I've just made before I showed you this account, speaking towards short-term investors, our definition of short-term investors. Okay. So I want to talk about those two aspects, but I did want to show you the account where it's at right now, doing pretty well. If you go back to the previous videos, you can see the up and down, but mainly up, slowly but surely inching its way. What was it when I first started? A negative. Yeah, it was at a negative, 61,000 bits. All right. And then gradually went to 39,000 bits, then 98,000 bits, then 150,000 bits, then 190,000 bits, then 200,000 bits, and back to 186,000 bits. But you see the gradual just growth, just slowly but surely, getting there patiently. You're seeing it move and you're like, wow. For some of you, you're probably thinking like, wow, there's actually hope in the Forex. I don't really like using that word hope, but you get what I'm saying. In other words, the Forex is kind of known as a place filled with scams. Even when I'm talking, some people are thinking like, oh, he's a scam. I get that all the time. All right. That's because that's what comes with the territory with the Forex. It just comes with the territory. Now, are there scammers out there? Of course there are. There's a lot of scammers out there. Okay. Am I a scam? No, I'm not a scam. All right. Is everything that I do perfect? Of course not. Am I pushing that my strategy is the best strategy and the perfect strategy out there? No, I'm not pushing that either. But what I am going to say, I will defend myself in that regard. Yeah, my strategy is amazing. Okay. It works. Yes, I will say that in a heartbeat. In fact, I'm going to make this my main goal today. I got a lot on my agenda, but there's certain things I got to prioritize. So there's a lot. Okay. But I need to get that page out today. It's got to be out today. What page am I talking about? The page on the website called the Strategy Proof. If you go there now, there's a big picture that says it's under construction. That'll give you guys, those of you who are, hesitating. And I don't blame you. Okay, I don't blame anybody out there. You got to be cautious. You got to be wise in your decisions, dealing with people that you don't know. You guys don't know me. You only know me from what I show you online. I know I'm really kind of digressing from what I wanted to talk about, but it's not really a digress. It's for a reason. I'm supposed to say it, so I'm going to say it. So you don't know me, And I understand that. So it's a matter of building trust. So how far will I extend my arm to you for trust? And will you reach out and grab it and shake my hand? Will you reach out and grab it and shake my hand? Will you trust me? Because that's really everything that we do. It doesn't matter on what level we're dealing with. When we're dealing with other people on this earth, other humans, human relationships, the initial foundation is based on trust. Building that trust, initiating that trust, building on that trust. Okay? Now, I will say this. Sometimes along the line, you have little things that may interfere. Well, not even may, that will, most of the time, within your relationship, that will challenge that relationship or challenge that foundation of trust within that relationship. I get that. What I'm saying is I've had that happen. Okay? From a business level. And that's all I'm going to leave it at, from a business level. All right. So as a business, extending our services out to you, extending myself, putting myself out there on the line, letting you guys get a glimpse of who I am and what I'm about in relation to the business, in relation to who I am. Okay. I realize there's going to be a lot that comes with that. All right. So there's a lot of things on my mind, I guess you could tell, huh? But trust is a key factor. Now, with me saying that, I will move on to the point. Initially, the point that I mentioned at the beginning of this video. But I will say this, then I'll move on. So for those of you who have had trust issues in the past with other Forex companies, or even if you've had an issue with my company, with the Forex Helper LLC, with me, Gabriel Richard Jr., okay, me. I want you to know something. Okay, sorry, I just got booted. Phone call came in, all right? But here, I want you to know something. For those of you who have had issues in the past with the Forex Helper, just like any business, there's a starting point, then there's a growing or a maturity point. At the beginning of this business, when I started this business back in 2016, I was a rookie. Yes, I had the information I had. Yes, I was given this information, downloaded it from a spiritual perspective. I'm talking in that kind of language here because it is what it is. I don't want to get into the whole explanation of how and all that stuff. Read the ebook if you want to learn about that. But it is what it is. I got the information, but yet I was still green in the sense of business, okay? Running a business. All right. So from the business standpoint of being a businessman, there was a lot that I needed to learn, and I'm still learning a lot. I'm going to be honest with you, okay? I'm not this seasoned businessman, and I had to learn through a lot of trials, all right? A lot of testing, a lot of pressure, and you name it, okay? When I first started this, man, the pressure was intense, okay? More intense than it was now. But I am here now. And for whatever it's worth, I'm still learning, and I've learned a great deal. So if you're listening to this and for some reason you may have not felt like me, I'll take the whole blame. Okay. I've had people help but there's no way I'm going to put that on them. Okay. And you felt like you didn't really get the help that you deserved, or you felt that you deserved, especially with the communication. All right. I want to take this time to, number one, apologize publicly. And I want to take this time to actually also apologize privately. Not because I want you to come back and do business with us anymore. No. But because it's the right thing to do. Communication is of the utmost importance. Communication. And with the communication, the Forex Helper, me, when I say the Forex Helper, me, let me rephrase it. The Forex Helper LLC, I, which represent the Forex Helper, me, Gabriel, the communication was terrible. Okay? I'll admit that. Now, that was the past. In the stages of maturing, moving forward as the Forex Helper LLC, making sure not only outside of this business, making sure, but within the business, keeping the communication, line of communication open and flowing. And that way, it can reflect on the outside. It can also reflect on the outside. So, if you need to communicate with us and you would like to learn more and you would like to understand more about what it is that I'm talking about on these videos, and current market movement and current market value and just the Forex market and even any market, and you reached out to us in the past and you haven't been contacted, guys, from the communication standpoint, we went from a rating of, I give myself an F, okay? If I want to be very honest, a big fat F, okay? I'm being honest here. We went from an F to a B plus. And we're transitioning even further to A plus. I want to get to an A plus and an A plus plus. Okay. So I guess I needed to say that. And I didn't want to fight all of that, but it needed to be said. Now let's move forward and talk signals, and let's talk what's going on in the market. All right. So I said I wanted to talk about those two aspects in the report. If you're going to take current market movement, those of you who want to take the short term, I'm going to say something, and I don't want to muddy the waters, but pay very close attention. Those of you who are very studious, I know you're out there, you've been taking notes, I've been getting the questions from our business counselor, and it's been amazing. I see that a lot of you guys are really, truly paying attention to what I'm saying on how the strategy works, without even necessarily getting the one-on-one Forex mentorship program, which, by the way, the price has been lowered back to something more reasonable, considering the times we're in. Okay. Those of you who can't afford that right now, I understand, I got it. But if you do what you're learning here and you stick to it and you remain, you'll be able to afford it when that time comes. That's the beauty of this whole program. But let me move forward. So if you're taking CMM, those of you, you're gonna be met with a couple of challenges at some point in time, a few challenges. But I'll only address two for now. And those two challenges are, if you're going in alignment or if you're going out of alignment. Now, if you're going in alignment, really that's not that much of a challenge, because in most cases you will be making profit. In most cases, depending on what asset you're trading, and there's a lot of other little factors involved, but in most cases, you place your trade early, you'll make profit at the end of the week if you're going to do this. All right. So there's not that much challenge when it comes to if you're aligned, if you're going to take current market movement. You may have some decisions to make as to the age of that asset, if you want to jump in while it's 12 days old, or if you want to jump in while it's 8 days old or something like that, you know what I mean? But besides that, there's not really that much of a challenge if you're going to take current market movement when it's aligned with current market value, okay? Meaning that they're going in the same direction. In most cases, you're going to be well off. Now, there's another factor involved, which I don't want to talk about it right now, but it's dealing with the futures market. I've talked about it before. Go back to the archive videos and go back and study that. All right. Oh, okay. All right. So the next challenge would be this. And here's the last point I want to make is this. If you're going against the current market value. Now, that's kind of like you're going against the grain. Now, you can make money if you do that. I want you to know that. You can. If you're going against the grain, you can make money. But here's the challenge. All right, which I'm going to use this as an example today. Palladium. Now, palladium, initially the current market value of palladium was at a buy, and it ended up changing. We made that change on the report today. But about yesterday or 2 days ago, if I'm not mistaken, let me go actually look and not talk about it from the top of my head here. All right, palladium. And by the way, if you're trading palladium, that's very dangerous, but yet profitable. I compare this to trading like a Bitcoin or something like that. All right. It's very, very profitable. Yes. But oh my goodness, you better trade this at the most optimal time. Let's just put it like that. Optimal meaning market alignment is very high in that market category, in the commodities market. Number 2, everything's aligned. Number 3, maybe when it's on a new trend, then you're going to higher your chances big time in the high 90 percentile range. But if not, then you want to kind of stay away from that, okay? But here, palladium, for an example. As of yesterday, so it was at a buy. Current market movement was at a buy. All of a sudden, an unexpected turn. Now, I want to talk about why that may have been. Current market movement was at a buy. It's aligned now, but it wasn't aligned yesterday, but here it was at a buy. An unexpected takeover took place, extremely unexpected, which could have easily wiped out your account. If, of course, your margin level percentage area was not high enough. But still, nonetheless, could have taken a big chunk out of your account if that happened to be the case. Now, I don't want to talk about what caused it, but yeah, I kind of do. But here, if you were that investor that took that trade, for an example, you would have been an investor that would have went against the grain, so to speak. You would have went against the current market value of that asset. As it was going in the sell, you went in the buy, wanted to make that quick short-term money, and hopefully it would have been a good amount of days old for you to really get something out of it within the week. But here, in one day, boom, just switched up unexpectedly. Boom, just like that. And what did it do? It started to go along with the CMV. And sometimes this is what you'll find. This is one of the reasons why I'm really a strong proponent of current market value. And I will also do current market movement as well. You kind of have to balance both, to be honest with you. But I do lean more towards current market value only because it's more stretched out, more long-term, and much more profitable in a long-term sense. If that makes any sense. I hope that did make sense, how it came out. It doesn't mean that you should ignore the current market movement, though. That's why I'm telling you it's best if you take everything when they're aligned. So what happened there? I'll talk about what happened there. What happened here with the palladium, for example, is, the current market value was at a sale. And then the current market movement started to go against the current market value, caused that to misalign. And this investor said, I want to get in real quick and make some profit on that buy. Then boom, all of a sudden it switched into the alignment of current market value. It went from a buy, boom, went to a sell. What happened? It realigned with the current market value. The current market value pressure was still taking place. And even though there was resistance, that resistance was short-lived. You'll find yourself in that situation if you are that type of investor that wants to go against the grain. So number one, you can go against the grain. Do I suggest you do that? No. Because it's going to be a little bit more riskier. Why? Because you never know when things will turn back in the favor of the overall value, which is the current market value movement. Okay? And I hope that's clear. If it's not, you can listen to this video over and over again, take notes until you fully understand what I'm talking about. Okay? So those are the challenges you're going to face if you're current market movement and you want to go against the grain. Understand that yes, you can, and yes, you could make some money, but you better keep in mind that you're kind of taking a little bit more risk there, a lot more risk, I should say. Okay, because you never know what's going to turn on you and go back to the original overall value of the movement of that asset. Okay. All right. Let me see if I can simplify it some more. If you taking something that's going up, and then if you want to get involved in a trade that's going upward, but all of a sudden you see that there's an opportunity to sell because it's going downward, to take the sell position, you could do that and make money while it's going down for a little bit. But be aware that at any moment it could just jump right back up again and go back into its original, or connect with its original value of going up. Okay. I know I'm talking it and I'm not giving any visuals, so that's why it might be a little bit difficult for you to catch on if it's not something you're familiar with. Last thing I want to say is I didn't show the top picks that's on here. We do have top picks on our report now. So this has to do with the futures market, guys. The futures market combined with the Forex helper strategy, and that's actually part of the Forex helper strategy, by the way. But it's the futures market aspect of the Forex helper strategy, and it's like, to sum it all up, it's like the cream of the crop trades for this moment, for this given moment, for this week, for however long it's available from the current market movement perspective. Okay, I should actually put that, well, not from current market movement perspective, from the alignment perspective. alignment. Okay, alignment perspective. All of our alignments have that fire. Okay, alignment perspective. Okay, so that's what that is all about. And don't need all that there. Okay. All right, guys. So this is pretty much it when it comes to what we're doing and what we're talking about with the current market movement. If you want to take that approach. All right. So this is from the alignment perspective and the top picks there as well. And we can understand. Oh, what is that? Anyhow, I'll finish editing this another time. I won't do that while I'm recording here with you guys. But that's what we're looking at with the top picks, what this represents. Okay, so this update was a little longer than usual, but study the information, learn the information with the resources that we have available for you now. And you can utilize these resources for the time being. And I'm going to put that on the proof page, like I said. So you'll be able to see there's different varieties of accounts. You got those one account with started with $15. I don't encourage you guys to do that, by the way. But hey, just to let you know that it's doable. And slowly but surely, week by week, starting to grow. I think it's at $35 or $40. Doesn't sound like much, but hey, the whole thing is about the principle, not about the money amount. If you can apply the principle, you could apply the principle to any amount. It's not about the monetary amount or the type of account and all this other stuff. It's the principle. It's applying the principle. Okay? Now I'm going to get off the mic, guys. I will see you on the next update, Lord willing. God bless.